Disclaimer: the following Boundless PodTrap episode contains strong opinions that some listeners may and will find offensive. If you cannot accept or respect others with a differing opinion from yours, then fuck off.
Rolling sound.
I like turtles.
Shush!
Oh, righty. Let me see your war face.
Now, y'all ain't planning on fucking these chickens, are you?
Picture it. Sicily, 1920.
Aren't we fucking funny?
Streaming from the Midwest, right in the middle of the U.S. From Omaha, Nebraska, you're listening to the Boundless PodTrap, your entertainment podcast where we touch on all topics, from the crazy and absurd to the sacred and profane, and even the useless and unnecessary. The Boundless PodTrap knows no bounds. And now, here are your hosts.
What's happening? What's happening? What's happening?
I feel like they're stealing. What's happening?
Your daughter said that.
Did she?
She came
Yeah,
downstairs.
she came downstairs. She's like, "What's happening? What's happening?"
What's
And
happening?
Did she?
And I told her to go to her room.
Did you ground my daughter?
I did. I said, "You do not ever sound like your fucking father."
Yeah. No, we're like, no, we took her tablet away.
That's actually
We sold it.
when she was born.
I broke her tablet.
She came out of the vagina like, "What's happening?"
Yeah. You know what she said when I told her that? She's like, "Fuck my father."
Huh?
Actually, he said, "Hey, Connie Chung," and she goes, "Connie Chung too."
As in like
And
part
then he
two.
tried to talk to the other one. He gets like, "Hey, how are you?" And she goes, "Bye."
Okay, bye.
Yeah, as I was having full conversations with them, Jeremy speaks and they run away.
They're like rude.
Before we get started on this episode, huge shout out to
If
all
we're
the
still
writers.
there.
Huge shout out to all the writers who are on strike. We 100% support you. You're not going
I
to get
don't.
dick of what you want. Your wants are outlandish. Really kind of set your standards a little lower. You might get what you want. We're on your side, though.
You can't
We support you.
always
Look, you
get
delayed
what you want.
Blade again. So
John is pissed.
I'm
Just give
pissed.
him fucking Blade, or we're going to have to write it at this point.
I'll do it.
But we're on your side. And, you know, all joking aside, the writer's strike is, we are 100% on your side. Not that any of you are going to hear this, but no, we're on your side.
It's legit.
What Lonnie said.
Thank you, Lonnie, for
You're welcome.
I
Back
want
to the
Blade.
characters. Wait.
as in like
Make it yourself.
Was
Make
this
a
nice?
fan film, John.
Fan film
Well,
of
it's
Blade.
You can,
We don't know.
The other
We
one.
just offended all of our black
John,
friends. So we
That's
know.
true. I don't,
Who's going to be? Blade
look,
can't be a
I
white
offended
guy.
them in the last episode, so I'm trying to bring them back.
like Eminem said, you can do anything you set your mind to, man.
yeah. You say
Read, write, watch a movie.
You know who makes M&Ms?
Mars.
Mars.
Get out the X. That smells rare.
I say in anything that you do, you have to do 100% unless it's giving blood.
Oh, you could eat.
You could.
You could get more blood back.
could.
Your body only has
I
so
renewed my
much.
license today. Are you guys organ donors?
See.
No.
Fuck no. Those are mine.
Nobody would want
What,
my
like-
organ.
Well, that's true, but I don't
Like-
see why you wouldn't be. I just, I'm dead. I'm not going to fucking use them. I don't give a shit. If I can save a life, cool.
If somebody that got my heart would be like, fuck, give me my
Well,
old
they
one
just
back.
throw that away.
Cut him
What
up.
am I supposed to do with this shriveled piece of shit?
You could probably donate
That's
your calves.
assuming that you have a heart to
You have
begin
nice
with.
calves.
Thank you.
Well, that's
I do a lot of walking.
when I die.
Not
I,
you.
I want my calves to be on display.
I already have dibs on his calves.
I got to
Or-
feed them.
For
I thought his calves were on your shoulders.
I got dibs on his freakishly large baby's arm cock.
Well, I was
I
holding
know.
a
Just
crab
because I
apple.
want to use it for a
Wait,
form
I know-
of measurement.
I know
the
this
apple?
is-
With
I
the
know this is
apple.
gonna
So
s-
I could be like, hey, do you have any apples this size?
I know this is going to sound
to carry it into a
sound
store.
gay, but I really want to know who has the biggest cock out of all of us.
Oh, that's. Do you
Mine's
say
at
that-
work. They
you
put it
say
on the
that
table.
every time you need an uplift.
Yeah.
I know somebody that who knows.
We all know Justin's cock, the size of Justin's cock, because he sent it to us like our very first Boundless PodTrap.
It's a
like,
trust
message.
exercise, and you guys obviously didn't reciprocate.
I'm glad I joined on episode 48 or whatever it was.
Well,
See, this is what happens. This is like when you get inducted into like a thing, like a club, a group, or something like that. You need to if you trust somebody, you have to expose
Play
something
toast.
with like weaknesses or something like that. It's like, hey, if I'm going to trust you with my life, I need you to know.
Then why
that,
do you
like,
always
this is
fuck me with the lights off then? You're talking about trust.
Is that you?
And face down.
Because it is this trust exercise.
Yeah,
So you gotta
you
let's
trust
hope.
it's actually him
At
behind
least-
you.
At least he fucks you in the dark. He's always tired when I want to.
I have a headache.
It's the garlic.
It's a
that you
long
eat.
day.
He was washing his hair.
Oh.
He ate kimchi.
I did eat kimchi.
That had a little extra
And she went,
force.
hi. Or Lonnie, how does it go?
Where's my bottle? Oh, there it is.
So you had some. There it is. Oh, that was actually pretty good.
Thank you.
I felt a little flutter in my pants when you did that.
His
That
daughters,
was my hand.
his daughters upstairs were probably about to fall asleep, and they're just like,
Probably.
No, God, he choked.
Their vent is right.
oh, great.
Oh, great. Put
Close
me
it.
under the vent.
Who's it?
They're like, Ricalo.
She's like, shut your mouth, you Jew.
Oh, my God.
God. Well, we've lost 2 demographics in the last 2 episodes.
It's okay.
You know who I hate? White people.
God. Oh my
There was
word.
a ski place that had like
Ski mask?
ski place.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, we're counting out
like
criminals now.
down
Great.
down slopes.
I thought
or
that's what we
whatever.
were talking about in the first place.
There's like slopes, but there's a sign that says no poles allowed.
Now we're definitely talking about it.
I feel
So
like somebody,
we're out.
feel like
Boundless PodTrap, the number
like
one Indian podcast in America.
did somebody pump like nitrous oxide and we're all giggling?
The nut cup.
It's
I'm
the
sleeping with
kimchi
my wife's two
farts.
sisters.
It's the kimchi farts. Jeez.
Yo, Mimi has been. It's right.
I thought you were.
Yo, me and your baby. Oh, baby.
See, this is what happened when we talk about Justin's penis.
All right.
Everything's a
And-
joke.
It's fried rice, you fucking prick.
In the words of Jeremy,
We should do that
what
as
the
a
hell
movie.
is going on?
What?
See,
What's
last
happening?
week when Jeremy wasn't here,
We thought it was out of
thought
control.
it was out of control, and now
It's-
he's back, and this is what control looks like.
Oh, this is it? Huh.
Wow.
I'm watching Lethal Weapon 4 when I get home. Just
I
putting
want-
that out there.
Ah, there we are.
I do that all the time. 2 like people who are filming things like outside. I'll just go up and they're like, "What?"
So, Justin, yeah. Hi.
None taken. Yeah.
So Jeremy's back.
Yes. And you had some issues with some of the things
Yeah,
that we
house
did.
cleaning.
I wouldn't say issues.
You haven't even listened to
I
it all
listened to because you
Well,
guys
first of all, it's not out.
they bust my chops because I don't listen to the podcast.
But he goes, well, you say you don't listen to it because you're on it, but you weren't on that episode, so wouldn't you listen to it?
Yeah.
I did listen to it. I
Not the one today.
Well, yeah, because I've been working.
It's fine.
Oh God, Mister, I'm humble. I have a job. I have to pay bills.
But no, I listened to the one where you guys
Responsible adult.
where you guys were playing Lonnie's game, and you guys had said some things about me, and Lonnie had said Jeremy would have just got the Dumb and Dumber question right, and he's 1,000% correct with that. I've always often wondered when we do these games, and we've said this before, where it's just like there's got to be listeners that are out there that are just like, you idiot, it's this. When he got to that Dumb and Dumber one, and he was saying Lloyd Easter. And you guys were stuck on what you thought it was. I'm sitting there like fucking morons. It's
He's like,
Lloyd goddamn Christmas. How do you
Lloyd
not know
Easter
this?
And Ryan Dunn and
Oh, but yeah. So the
Ryan
other thing,
Dunn, isn't he a jackass?
the other thing that I wanted
Was
to
big was.
oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, they both were.
I think Bam Margera's on his way to join Ryan Dunn.
Yeah.
His life has gone poo poo. But the other thing I would say is, I thought I ate a lot while we recorded, but John, you fucking like you were.
Justin was doing it most of the time.
His eyes popped up.
Every time you talked, it was like, I'm like, man, what is he? He's taking my spot.
It was beef
He-
jerky.
It
We
was.
even mentioned it in this next episode. I was like, God, we've all
Yeah.
done a little bit of Jeremy this episode by having our mouth full.
You guys love me.
Isn't it beef jerky? He did the chewy.
What? I don't know.
There was
I
a commercial.
eating beef jerky.
And what was it? I forget what one of you said. Like, if Jeremy was here, he would have said this. I think it was Justin. I think
my
you were the one
God.
that said it. And I was like, it was in the morning when I was listening to it, so I was still laying in bed. I was up before my alarm clock, and
I went perfectly to that scene.
It's your most viewed part. But you had said something, and like the way you said it and the tone you said, I was 1000% offended by whatever the fuck it was you said.
Apparently not that much if you don't remember.
I was still half asleep, so but I just
You were asleep?
That's what woke woke me up, and I'm like, motherfucker.
Well, you could have rolled over and woke me up and told me don't spit on my couch.
Don't worry, it's all over my laptop.
Shit.
Well, we're gonna start a GoFundMe for John to get a new laptop.
Oh, jeez.
He did spit on. Well, that age-old question's been answered about John.
Are you ready for the gun?
But no, I was sad I wasn't able to make it last time, but my niece had a little thing going on that I needed to go to tonight. My nephew had a concert that I was supposed to go to, but
I see. Prioritize,
guys. I chose you because I didn't want to have to back out twice. Although I will say, last time it was a clusterfuck of dates that we were going to be recording and stuff. And
we even mentioned that, like
I did. That Jeremy fucked us, and then I fucked us, and then you fucked us. That's I think what really woke me up from my deep sleep was you guys
everybody fucking
fuck and whatnot. But yeah,
we don't cuss on this podcast.
No. But that was the whole reason.
This is a PG podcast.
The only reason we brought John on
gay.
wasn't to get his thoughts and stuff. Was just so if one of us wanted to back out, John's here.
Yeah, fuck it. I'm just a filler.
Yeah.
I'm a fluffer.
John has some very interesting ideas, and I like to subscribe to his newsletter.
I will say this about John is I like his movie picks.
Me too.
I think they're kind of what our movie podcast should be, or those kind of movies, because it's things that people know, but it's like also not like blockbusters and stuff. Whereas like a lot of times, especially Lonnie.
It was like he's pointing the thumb right over.
Before he could even say
Lonnie's
the word,
like
his thumb was growing out.
he picks movies that like I think the people that made them were the only ones that have seen them. So,
Hey,
but
I
there's
like
nothing wrong with that.
I like to let people experience things that they won't normally experience. And maybe if they learned about it. How many fucking people? I don't even think the people who made Black Dynamite watched Black Dynamite.
Yeah, they did.
I don't even think Brandon Fraser watched.
Oh, we didn't get the tomato score, but that was an 83 and an 85 on that movie.
Nice.
Yeah, so our score was pretty accurate.
That was a very interesting Justin pick for that movie.
I love it.
That's been my favorite pick you've picked so far.
Really?
Yeah.
Hands down.
Over Predator. Over Prey.
Oh my God.
Prey was ass.
I would
amazing.
I would watch.
It was
that
amazing
the rest
for
of my
about
life.
10 minutes of that 2-hour movie.
I guess I do.
All
I mean,
those parts, that 10 minutes was me mistaking that girl for Aubrey Plaza.
yeah. Well, that was the good part
that
about
was
it,
the 10
right?
minutes I went to jerk off.
I was on Tinder
7
most
times.
of the time when Prey was on. I was more interested in that.
You created an alternate profile and then swiped off of your own profile.
Hell yeah.
It's like, fuck that guy.
Super liked. Yeah.
When I was running a Halloween store back in 2015, it didn't get busy until like noon.
2015.
But we
saddest year of my life.
But we opened at 10, and I was
my
just
notes are wet
bored
because of my spitting.
I went on a dating site and I made a fake account with a female. I went to Google and just the first chick that I found like 3 pictures of, I put on there.
Are you admitting you're a catfish?
Dude.
So many people showing up to your sister's door now.
Disturbing the messages that you get
the
from
amount
guys.
of dicks you get.
Yeah. Oh God. Like that's guys start off a conversation with like talking about their dick, showing a picture of their dick, and it's like, does this ever work for you?
Do you reflect? You're like, why do I do this?
Yeah. Well, mine's at least good.
See, I only do it to people I trust.
I get the right angles. The lighting is fantastic.
Put googly eyes on it.
Which just made me think of when
Wait, what?
John and I went camping with my sister and her husband at the time, and his buddy Jay, who was like drunk for
I forgot.
3 days straight. And he passed. Like first of all, I saved him because
That's
he
good
was
for your liver.
He was so drunk he almost fell over into a fucking
fire pit, yeah.
And I grabbed him and pulled him out from going in it, but he passed out in our tent. So between myself, John, and my brother-in-law, then we had a little studio going where my brother-in-law was holding a light, a little flashlight. I had the camera, and we got a picture of John
putting
teabagging, like his balls were just inches away from.
It was a whole production to get the right lighting, just to get a picture of it.
When we do things, we do it good.
The exposure, the exposure.
And then John
There was a lot of exposure on that trip.
Yeah, John got completely naked, walked across to the side.
Didn't he do
other
it like
side of the
Bigfoot
lake?
or
Yeah.
something like that?
And he did cartwheels. Yeah, and
it's true.
Wow, this intro has a lot of dick talk in it.
It does. That's what we do best.
Remember when I put that guy's shirt on and went to go hug? Because that like group came over with all the same shirts, and they're like, "Yeah, he's a homophobe or whatever." So I just got naked, put that shirt on, and went to hug him.
That was an interesting.
You were Winnie the Pooh in it?
Yeah, and Winnie the Pooh the shit out of it.
Donald Duck in it.
Show me your ass.
Show me your ass. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh boy. Anyways,
I was gonna say something, but I'm completely derailed at this point.
Got to be about dicks.
Oh, we did have some topics about covers.
Yeah, you were going to say something about covers.
So your cover was going to be his cover as far as like worst.
You had the same words. Yeah.
Africa by Weezer is by far the worst cover out there.
I still don't agree with that.
It's just so.
I don't think it's the worst. I just said I don't enjoy. And the chorus is so busy with like 20 instruments, and it's just like, what is happening?
You definitely can't fuck to it. That's for sure.
Well, and the thing is, like, when you do a cover,
try.
If you're like epileptic, maybe.
when you do a cover, to me, you need to change it a little bit to fit your style. Whereas Weezer's cover of Toto by Africa is basically almost the same.
Africa by Toto.
Yeah.
Well,
thank you. It's like almost exactly the same thing. It's like
Toto.
I don't need to hear your version of it when it sounds almost exactly like Africa. Toto. God damn it.
To be fair, Lonnie's pick sounded pretty similar. Guars and AC/DC.
True. Although I do prefer Guars because AC/DC.
That got in my head for another 50 hours today after listening to that episode.
You know,
which is out now.
I had said my favorite cover that's better than the original was Land of Confusion by Disturbed.
Which you're wrong.
But I also like one that
wrong to have a favorite.
Yes, it is.
One that comes to mind too that's up there would be Fall Out Boy's Beat It by Michael Jackson. I thought that was pretty good.
You should have been there for the episode. You could have had my back.
What about
I did a Fall Out Boy song.
What about Alien
But it wasn't
Farms?
the cover.
Was it the
It was a song
Whitney
I'm obsessed
Houston
with. No.
one?
What?
Dance or
on Break My Heart.
I want to dance with somebody. They do a version.
What?
You've never heard of Fall Out?
No.
Pull up a clip of it. Just
No, please don't.
It's
Do
great.
it just for Lonnie.
Just don't.
Just do it for
Fall Out Boys. I want to dance with
My
somebody.
dick can't recede into my body anymore.
That's because it's small.
Careful, the pizza
Sure it can.
table's behind you. Once you pop, you can't stop.
They're making
I
the
can't believe
dicks
you've never heard of that.
smaller.
Why are you yelling at me?
I wasn't.
You have been yelling quite a lot tonight.
I missed you guys.
Oh, we missed you too.
So your solution is scaring us?
It's just excitement.
I hate it. Turn it
I'm
off.
about to say Lonnie's already going. Lonnie's going more negative
Let me
about
get
Fall Out
into
Boy
it.
at this point.
Somebody give me a table to flip.
You gotta put your mic next to the thing. There you go.
I don't know what's more pathetic, the song or Jeremy air drumming with a tiny drumstick.
They're both pathetic. That's all I can have of that.
That one's not good.
When it gets into the chorus, it's better.
Shut up.
No, define better.
It's more upbeat.
Like,
Yeah, okay, it's
are you
different
talking
than
like, oh, I got COVID over, oh, I got polio?
I didn't say this was like my favorite. It's a good one.
But I can't because I'm dead.
So what were the other ones? The other two? Because you guys reviewed like 37 songs. So
It was only
4.
12.
12.
I
each.
picked Careless Whisper, like the original Wham version over
Seethers.
Over Seethers. Because you can definitely fuck to Wham, but you
I
can't
think
fuck
you can
to
fuck to
Seether.
both, but in very
you can.
different ways.
I just don't
You can
think...
hate fuck to a Seether.
That's
You're just
not a
feeling
song
bad.
to hate fuck to. That's a
I feel
song
like the
a-
Seether version, you're fucking some
Yeah.
chick you picked up at a club who has like a raspy voice because she's
You
been
don't
smoking for a while.
No, you know,
That's very specific. John, is there something you want to tell?
therapy hour?
It may have happened. I don't know.
Simple Man by Shinedown is another good one because
Yes.
I think his voice is fantastic.
That's one of the few songs I've heard the original and the cover live because I've seen Leonard Skinner and I've seen Shinedown both live.
And is that when you met the lady with the
Yes,
raspy
that's what
voice?
I was 15.
I was 15.
My first concert
when you
was
were
Leonard Skinner,
61.
Deep Purple, and Ted Nugent.
With
Nice.
piercings?
I'd be intrigued.
because she lost the other one.
Justin's picks were probably so
No, they were
far
Those
out.
weren't bad.
no.
Johnny Cash?
Maybe if you listen to the fucking
He likes
episode.
9 Inch Nails version
That was
better
the one
than
that I think you're 100% wrong.
No,
I
I'm
do not
correct.
agree with.
But
like
I'm
I said,
correct.
Cash's voice is more aesthetically pleasing than what's his face's.
Trent Reznor's?
Yeah, Trent Reznor's. But
There's so much emotion. I can't
There's
believe
emotion in
we're
both.
talking more about a segment that we already did.
that's
and
fine. We need
episode
longer
that
intros.
came out
It's fine.
You have to let
weeks ago.
You have to let it seether.
Technically, it came out today.
No, it
Can't
came out.
fight.
Which is
it
when
came
we're
out
recording.
today. That was like 6 weeks ago in real lifetime.
Do you like Seether's Veracu Salt's cover?
Gesundheit.
Seether?
I kind of felt all those words that came out. I was like, oh my god! Like I think my Jew is shrinking.
Lonnie, you look like
What
your
was
legs
your
are
other one?
amputated. I just see a stub.
What's your other one? I can't even think of it.
I did. And
Sesame
Oh,
Street.
Orgy. Yeah, Orgy.
Yeah, that was good.
Blue Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
The Blue Mondays by
Dude, the original
Order.
version
So
is
fucking
so
long.
long.
and then it's also very.
That's why I
dry.
said you played the whole fucking song.
I did
on
no,
the
no, no.
podcast.
I cut it. I cut a lot of the
Well,
beginning. So.
you need to cut more.
And it's like, how does it? Like, shoot me now.
God damn this table. I just got punched by the mic.
Lonnie did it.
Mike punched
Actually, I don't even know. Was it broken already?
It was broken when I got it. Yeah.
Ah, well, I'm glad I got it.
You're welcome.
I got
Jesus,
Howard.
always looking for something to complain
I'm on Howard
about.
Stern over here. On the
He's over relaxing. With
So that makes me, what's the black Robin?
Robin.
Like, you're right. Does that make me beet juice?
No, you're Beetlejuice.
do your best Beetlejuice impression. And I ain't talking Michael Keaton.
Hey?
I didn't say Roseanne.
Diane!
Don't you want to call somebody?
Oh, yeah. Hold on.
No, are we using Lonnie's number? So
I don't know. He'll probably answer if I call him.
But he'll be expecting it.
Okay, well then take his number.
Don't we have to like hook up to Justin's though,
Here.
since it's to the? So I'll explain. So back in high school, I don't know if anybody remembers the fruit twist by Starburst. It was their
Nobody
licorice.
does.
That was the most amazing candy that they got rid of for no good reason. The commercial, the guy is talking with the licorice, and he goes up to people. He's like, "See my wiggle, my forbidden dance," and then he's like, "Oosh, oosh, oosh." So I started saying "oosh" a lot, and then John took it to the next level to where he would call Todd and Tyler
I did it
in
on
the
Todd and
morning,
Tyler.
and then he would just be like "oosh" and then hang up.
Or we do it in classrooms.
Yeah, or when we're in separate holding cells.
I forgot about that
And
one.
I'm scared to death because I'm not a person that should be in a holding cell. And then also
Neither
hear
should I.
"oosh." But yeah, so our
so
our friend Rob is teaching his son about
Yeah,
"oosh." and-
I got a phone call yesterday, and I missed the first one, and then because my phone's always on silent, and then it lit up again, and I was like, "What the fuck is Rob calling me?" I'm like, "Yo, what do you need?" And he's like, "Oosh," and then laughed hysterically and hung up. And then he texted me. He's like, "I was showing the kids what ooshing is." So
John's gonna oosh him back.
Are we?
Pass it down.
Is it ready to go?
It should be.
Okay.
Hell. So I just have Rob's number now. Do you want me to text him, Oosh?
Maybe
Every day for the rest of his
Oh,
life.
you didn't type it in?
I do not have it.
I sent it to you in a
Oh, did you?
text just a few
Oh.
seconds
No,
ago.
you sent it to me.
I sent it to everybody in the group.
Oh, that would have helped. I thought I was turning on the Bluetooth.
Let's say the number out loud so
That's what I was gonna do.
four
Did I
other
put- how do I
people
put it on
four
speaker?
other people get it.
Is it on speaker? There we go.
Hello?
Oosh!
You were gonna throw it.
I was. Fucking Lonnie, pay attention over here.
I was deleting emails. I don't know this person or this scenario, so I kind of checked out.
He's calling back.
If he calls back, who the fuck did?
Who that? Panda Express?
The best was
You
when
want-
I used to do it in
you want
high
fried
school. Like I would always do it to our friend Michael's some class he had.
I think we all were expecting it in classes.
Yeah. We used to do it during our lunch break, and his classroom had a window. And so like you'd always see people like looking, just waiting for me to do it. And then the teacher would always just get super frustrated. So one day I go up and I'm about to do it, but the whole classroom's looking at me.
You've reached 800 fat girl.
I love it.
So easy to stick it in.
How'd you get my voicemail?
Credit card, that is. I know there will be
It's
a different voice.
For 25 fucking years, they've had the same script for 1-800-FAT-GIRLs.
It's a different voice.
Just a different voice,
Yeah.
though. You could change it up a little bit. But I just remember every time as a kid, when we'd pass a payphone, I'd go type that in just so I could listen to
Do you know the number by heart?
1-800-FAT-GIRL.
That's what it is.
That's what it is, Fat Girl?
I think there's 1-800-BIG-DICK and 1-800-FAT.
There was another one, too, that I would call all the time. And I think it was about homosexuals, and it was like, hi guys, welcome to 1-800-BIG-COCK.
No, that was just Rob's number.
Yeah.
Well, I got something that it's not on the funnies, but about an email I got this morning. If you guys want to get any more funnies out before we get to our topics.
Did somebody die?
Well, no. So
I like reading the funnies.
My kid is 3, and I got this email this morning from the school district. It said, last night at approximately 1 a.m., an individual with no association to the school district posted a threat of violence against the Red Oak Junior and Senior High School and the community in general on a local social media site. The Red Oak Police Department and other law enforcement agencies have been investigating this matter throughout the night and have determined it's not a credible threat. So someone, I don't know how they made threats to the school and the community, but that is going on in our small town.
That actually just happened here not too long ago.
Yeah.
In the Wilson community.
Well, and they're just like, oh, nope, it's not real.
A threat.
Whatever.
Until it is.
Until it's too late and you're on the news. It's sickening that's like the normal nowadays is things like that. I mean, it's good in the sense that it was just a hoax or
it's the fact that there's like they're like, oh, it's fine, but they didn't take any like follow up on it that like I seen, because after I like went and picked up Mox from his school because he's in pre-K, like
already,
yeah,
jeez,
drove by the high school. There was no cops out front, no like extra security, no nothing.
The thing is,
they just kind of like blew it off.
How do you know what the extent of the investigation is if they're not actually giving anything out? They're just saying we started something or we closed something, and it's like, well, what the fuck did you do?
Right.
Yeah, how is this not a threat?
When we had my niece on episode 16, and she was talking about there was a threat to her school and somebody who wrote names and something was going to go down, and it's like they looked into it and then they just dropped it, and it's like, what did you do?
Right.
Did they just go and find the person and waste them with Uzis?
Well, right. And it's one thing, like, if it's just the school, I get it, but it clearly says school and community. So, like, they're obviously targeting the town, too. Nothing in the paper, nothing like, because, like, pretty much everybody in the town, it's a small town. It's like a town of 3,000 people.
You're like, I don't even intermingle with these fuckers. I'm not even community.
Right.
Why is he talking
I know,
that?
I know, like, 4 people in town. You figure they would have been like, there's a Red Oak Talk of the Town Facebook group that like you're required to sign up for when you move into town.
They're like,
not a fucking word.
It just makes me wonder sometimes if law enforcement is just lazy with things and they just say, there's no
I feel like there's a lot of
hopefully they'll kill off the methods.
Yeah.
There's a lot of throwaway excuses like we're looking into it or we're putting resources. It's like, what does that mean?
I feel
like
for law enforcement, it's like they'll do something when it's too late. When they have the opportunities and the information and leads to like, this could be a possible threat. They're just like, we don't want to waste our time, because they're probably afraid that if they're wrong, whoever they're accusing is going to sue them and make a big deal about it. So they'd rather just have them act on it. And then once it's done, then just.
Speaking of one of the last ones, I had some friends or some acquaintances who were arrested. I have more acquaintances who were arrested now. One of them was a police officer who was dipping into some police funds.
Dipping into some county weed.
Something. There's
pound of coke.
Ongoing investigation.
I ruined their fucking lives.
I want to say 3 or 4 people were arrested on it. One of them was like one of the top dogs in our local. It's like, well, fuck that. You should.
Get on them.
Yeah. When it comes to like police and people are like, F the police, all this, it's like, yeah, F the bad ones, because there's bad.
There's bad
in everybody.
Yeah.
I feel like there's more and more bad cops out there that I'm seeing in the news.
Well, that's what it is. It's the news.
The news will show you.
You don't show you the good stories.
Well,
I mean, like you see more bad stories than good anyways. It's like if you can't talk shit about something, It's not news. It's not.
I mean, it's
worthy.
To me, it's getting ridiculous that it's normal for me to, because like when I go on YouTube, it shows a lot of like suggested, like we think you would like this, and there's always like the breaking news on there, and there's like, oh, another shooting, 6 people killed. Nope. Next day, there's another shooting, 8 people killed, and it's like, it's sad that this is normal for us. Like seeing that is like seeing the daily forecast for the weather,
right.
And I don't know. I know this might go off topic of what you were talking about, but
mine was really a one and done thing.
It's the whole thing of I don't know what the solution is to this. Like people are talking gun control, and I know we've talked about this before, but it's like I'm to that mindset that gun control ain't gonna do shit, because even if you make it harder for the bad guy to get the gun, they'll get like they'll build a bomb, or they'll rent a U-Haul truck and run through a crowd of people. I'm almost to that thing where it's just like, I'm just so sick of seeing all this stuff that I think it would just be easier and a better outcome if we just armed everybody with guns,
see what happens,
showed everybody how to use a gun, so that way when the bad guy comes in there with a gun and starts shooting, everyone can just take them down. It's like one against many. And I mean, there was a church a few years ago where a gunman went in during Sunday church and opened fire, and within the first shot, like he did kill one person, there was 2 guys armed in there and that were carrying, and they shot him and killed him. And right. It's just like, I feel like that's probably the answer, because
I don't know about that. I mean, you have to have the right person with the right gun, or with a gun, with a weapon. It's like anybody can, especially with the growing issues with like more people are medicated these days. There's more mental health issues these days.
Well, that's the problem.
It's
just
just
mental
exposure,
health.
but yeah. And there's another talking point with this. It kind of gets annoying when people are always saying like, I mean, maybe in certain areas mental health is still a taboo or something like that. But it's like, I feel like that's all everybody talks about is mental health. It's like, it's not a taboo. Like everybody knows what it is, and I don't think people are doing they
don't do anything about it.
Yeah, I don't think they're doing what is needed to actually help them get right.
Well, I have somebody that I know, I'm not going to say who it is, but
I'm right here.
Yeah. But we were talking about, and I was saying about, there needs to be more mental health awareness, and, getting help for people that aren't mentally stable, and like, there should be mental health checks for people that buy guns and whatnot. And this person was like, absolutely not. He's like, mental people that have like mental problems or whatever should easily be able to get guns just like everybody else. Cause he's like, there's so many different kinds of mental health out there, that there's some bad ones, but there's also, guys that have mental
that's why
issues
they do the mental
that were
health
like
thing.
in war and stuff like that.
PTSD
And it's like,
and all that,
I understand that, but it's just like, I feel like the people that are selling the guns, I think if a guy like you that had served or whatever is coming in and whatnot, you'd be able to tell like, okay, their mental health, as opposed to the guy coming in with the black trench coat and like black eyeliner,
not making any eye contact.
Like that's a red flag right there. Like I think it's easier to
Mr. Columbine over here.
Yeah, well, yeah, they started it, but I don't know. It's just sickening, and I don't even like watching the news anymore, because it's the whole thing of like everything is about all the evil in this world, and
they're always looking for a new narrative too. It's like when gun control isn't the issue, it's
police response wasn't there.
I think it's the culture of the people, though. I mean, like as society, we have grown so coddled. We're bitches, man.
Well, absolutely.
It's like we can cry about anything and then get attention or some sort of reparations for it or whatever. That's probably the wrong word to use, but yeah, it's like, how do I want to say this? People focus on the wrong thing. So when they're talking about certain guns, it's like, we need to take automatic weapons off this stuff, and then everybody will come out to war. Like, you ain't taking my guns. It's like, you just have a pistol. We're not taking that. That's not what we're talking about.
Right.
But you're blowing it up as though that is what we're talking about. And you're also exasperating the situation by getting other people who are not in that group talking about that. It's like, that's not what we're talking about. Sit down.
And I would like to, real quick, if the person that I was talking about that said that statement about people with mental health listens to this, it's like, I'm not in any way like saying that their opinion is wrong or anything like that. And I agree with it to some extent, but I think that when we were talking about it, it was a misunderstanding of when I was talking about mental health and stuff. Like I wasn't, talking about the guy that had PTSD from war and stuff like that. So
sometimes
if they are listening, I just hope that they understand that I'm not like disagreeing with them wholeheartedly. So,
but in some cases, the veteran with PTSD does need to have his guns taken away.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
There are gung-ho people who like, you don't feel comfortable around them, even knowing that they have served for like, it's like, you look like you can go off the hinge any moment.
Right.
It's like when you feel like you have your back
Jacob's ladder, man.
Yeah.
Well, it only takes like someone with PTSD, a Vietnam,
the wrong kind of pressure.
A Vietnam veteran with PTSD gets into a group and sees a Vietnamese American and something snaps in his mind, and it doesn't matter if he has a knife or a gun or a strong choke, he's gonna, and that doesn't matter if it's a gun or not. It's just mental health needs to be something that's addressed, and I think that just comes down to more funding and more time needs to be put into mental health facilities.
Even if you're sane or not, I mean, like, I feel like mental health waiver or something needs to be part of it's kind of like pregnancy and stuff. Like paternity tests should be part of the thing. Mental health should be part of, when you were trying to acquire a gun, it should be. There shouldn't be any question about it. That way we can avoid all the uproar. It's like, it's just part of it. You already know who the father is. You're not getting paternity fraud, all that.
Right. There's so many things too that they need to regulate when it comes to firearm sales. Like I think they should get rid of arms sales at conventions altogether.
Yeah. Selling to like 11-year-olds and stuff like that. Come on, man.
You can go and look, sure, but like you should have to order from the company and get it at a different time. You shouldn't be able to go to a place and buy it on site. Like there's just too many loopholes. Like the gun show loophole is ridiculous.
What's your solution, John?
I don't really have one.
More crack.
Like that's why I haven't said anything. Like I don't know the answer.
Put more crack on the streets.
I see parts to every side, and it's just a sad world we live in, and it's only getting sadder.
My solution, I think, will kind of move into my topic.
Well, hang on. I want to ask.
Well, we have to do another phone call real quick.
Okay.
Let me ask Lonnie something.
No, I can do it on mine this time.
No, like law enforcement stuff is saying that there's no threat or anything like that, but is Moxley's school still taking any precautions just in case?
So Moxley's school is unique since it's his school is just for pre-K and.
Whoa. You said a student made a threat?
No.
It was outside source.
Oh.
But it was a threat towards
the school and the community.
Why? What's the threat with the pre-K?
Well, it just made it
was to all the schools and the community.
And the community. So the unique...
So it's like if somebody called and threatened Ralston, just the entire area.
So the unique scenario that Moxley's in is his school is also locked down all the time since it is a young schools community. So there's 2 locked doors before you're even able to get into his facility since it is such young kids.
Is it to keep people outside or keep them inside?
Probably both, to be honest. But Moxley School is also half for mentally challenged children as well. So
when you got all the kids, his classmates on the yard.
Yeah, they got all
day,
the they got
chow.
They got the outside area where the really violent kids can go.
20 minutes time.
They go to pump
lifting
their weights.
They go giving each other tattoos.
Yeah, they go out there and they have their little turf wars and they put him in his wagon and ship him inside.
Well, I mean, hopefully they're right with it being no immediate threat or anything like that or concern. But I just hope that it's not a wrong decision.
There wasn't anything that happened today, so
cool. Knock on wood.
Right.
Yeah. Who are you calling, John?
Rob again. He wants me to do it for his kids because he was in his truck last time. So I mean, we don't have to record this if we're not, but it is kind of weird though. As Rob's texting me, one of my coworkers is texting me like we're talking about this mental health, and her best friend's brother just took his own life recently, and it's just like you can't escape it. You know, it's literally everywhere. And she's like, this is like the 3rd person. I'm like, wait till you get to my age. Like it happens way more often than you would like it to, for sure. I mean, once is more than you would like it to, but you know, I don't know. Let's end this segment on a little lighter note here. Since we're just, the rays of sunshine right now.
suggested. See, this was all because of Justin's penis.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Brings joy and sorrow.
It's about ready to pop out of the bottom of those shorts.
It's at the top. It's tucked in. Waistband.
Do you ever tuck it up, or are you guys tuck downers?
Hello.
Ooosh.
Did you call kimchi?
Yes.
Anyway, I tuck. If I have an erection, I tuck it up.
I've seen it.
I've seen it.
If
But isn't it like,
I said,
isn't
I'm
it
not
like a good 5 inches above your waistline though?
Well, yeah.
Or do you fucking earnest that shit and
Isn't
pull
this a
them away?
conversation super bad in the beginning?
I tuck it in my waistband because, yeah, there's
I'm
still.
not talking.
I just deal with it because I'm not gonna hit the bottom, but I'll scrape the shit out of the sides.
I'm not talking about erection. I'm talking like normally, like when you're putting on boxers. Is it up or is it down?
It's down.
I try to tuck
down?
it in there.
Yeah. And then you got the cock pouch that you put it in, and you got a ball
Yeah.
pouch.
You actually use the cock pouch?
Oh, I get boxer briefs.
So we had talked about that in my 50 questions about boxers briefs and stuff.
It was like right here, right there.
Hang on.
Justin Dick is out.
Let me borrow your glasses real quick, Ronnie.
I mean, they're nearsighted glasses, so you'd have to get way the fuck back.
I went out and bought my first pair of boxer briefs.
Hey, yeah, boy.
They're that 2-in-1 brand.
His stepson.
Are you ready for the jock?
And I'll tell you, it took some getting used to with the ball sack pouch and stuff like that. But
It sits in there.
I think my wiener is a little too big, and I got the right size. It's just like it was a little uncomfortable at times. What are you pressing?
Nothing. I'm not pressing
Press
anything.
what? Press what you're. I was. I think my. I can't do it now. You got me thrown off. No, my dick is.
You do it right.
Yeah.
When you're one arm monster.
It's
What
it's
in
big.
the actual fuck is going on?
damn.
What would Lemonhead say?
Nope. We don't do that.
He was like, "What are you talking about?"
Oh, fuck.
Anyway,
Yeah. So I think I have a bit of a solution with that, and I think you guys will check out in the next few days what that is going to be.
For my
No,
being too
stop.
big.
No. I was talking about the major situation. I do a tuck down too. I have to
major situation.
As you just saw, I have like more of the pouch in my boxer briefs. These are.
Was that your nut sack that was bulging out, or was that the whole thing?
Oh, my sack goes further than my dick.
I tape my nutsack.
He tapes it together.
I mean, we should know because when we were filming that Hallmark commercial, he went fucking naked, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, well, I
had a
thought you were
cocksock.
gonna. No, not in the shower. You didn't.
I did not.
Because we like went in there. I'm like, how we're doing this?
I'm in the shower.
I didn't look at it.
Oh,
For
it looked
long.
at you.
He kept his eyes shut. He was like bobbing for apples.
I was concentrated on that LCD screen and making sure it was cut
Zoomed in.
just below the.
That's why we.
Oh, it's cut
above.
Nice.
We had to go with outside audio because all you could hear was like.
Oh no,
Mine's cut, not bit.
that was really good.
What?
That sounded like a. Well, now you fucked it up.
Yeah.
Stop smiling.
I can't now.
Stop
'Cause
it.
You're all like,
Stop it.
Do it, you dirty bitch.
No, he lost it. Oh, there it goes. He's doing that with his mouth, kids.
I'm
This
queefing.
is
Ladies.
like a 70-minute
Just call.
intro. You wanted a long intro. Here
Good.
you
I
go.
did.
That wasn't your topic. That other one?
No.
Oh, I thought it was. I thought
It was
this
an
was gonna be
email.
quick.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, it was a fucking email.
Okay.
All right, fuck.
Fuck, dear. That podcast do anything for you? Well, that's not all. Stay tuned next week for the continuation of this episode, or
whenever these things come out. Later.